This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
You have been directing films for many years now. Do you find that the physical demands of directing at all are catching up with you?
Well,
it requires so much energy. It requires so much focus.
That's the thing on this picture. That's why I didn't really, that Leo had to try to convince me over a period of 4 or 5 years, because I knew I'd get into that energy level with the actors, and then I'd have to live with it also in the editing, because of the structuring the editing with Thelmas Goodmaker, my editor, and we, for like almost a year, all the improvisations and cutting and that sort of thing, and you have to really be in that mode. You have to really constantly think that way, like push the picture and try for new structural elements, new narrative ways, going very fast and slowing down for long dialogue scene and letting the actor's energy pick it up, all that sort of thing. And I said, I don't think I could survive it. But what happened was that what gets worse is actually on the set, is when I arrive on the set these past, I'd say, 10 years or so. I found that now, when I get to the set, I'm short. And
didn't notice.
No, I am. I'm falling out of this chair right now. I mean, I'm really short. And the thing about it is that by the time I get on the set, the crew is there. They're great guys, everybody working together, but I can't see anything. I keep bumping into the people. I literally, so now the past 8 years or so, I've had assistants. Just their only job is to take me through. So I put my head down, put my hands on their shoulders. Seriously, well, the cables everywhere. Here it's nice and clean. This is very nice. But cables everywhere, and you never know where you're going to be. You're bumping into guys. Sorry,
so your head's down, your hand is on someone else, and you're walking along to the set.
Absolutely. The guys
this is giving me ideas. I want to do this from now on.
Are you kidding?
I will go to the set. Take me.
That's exactly.
I go off. I just go on my way.
There's no more thank you. There's no more of that, because I just got to get there, guys. And then they take me. I said, okay, maybe they'll take me to the monitor where I can see the shot. But then I have to get to the actors. That's another trip.
Right.
And when I did Hugo, the actors were very small. Couldn't find them. I'm not kidding. I said, geez, how did that happen? Where'd they go? Where'd the kids? What happened right in front of you? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, and it's exhausting for that. So they work out ways, work out little pads and things like that.
Right. It's funny because I think you've been visiting our show. We've been on for 20 years, and your energy level has not changed. You have the same focus and energy and drive. Don't you think so, Andy? You haven't lost a step. So
I get a lot of it from, as I say, the actors are just on all the time. I mean, they're just amazing. But I really picked up, especially in the mornings. I'm not a very good morning person. So on this picture, and you know the scenes in this picture, I mean, to get there like 7:30 or something like that, I said, what's going to happen today? Oh, God. And then I was just afraid of it because I had to come up to that level. But the minute I'd see Jonah or Leo come in and start talking and moving, and that's what carried me through.
Right.
And then, like at lunchtime, bang, collapse, then pick up again. Don't see the rushes because I don't know what's going on. I'm completely tired.
Rushes.
God, at this point,
There was, when the film first came out, there was some controversy in the press that people thought this is it's a movie with a good deal of drug taking in it, but there's a lot of comedy. Is this glamorizing drug taking? How did you feel about that at the time, about that?
Well, I mean, I've over the years, going back to Mean Streets, actually, Mean Streets and Raging Bull, particularly Goodfellas, I had the same argument, really, same discussion. People were concerned. Goodfellas was as if it was glamorizing the life, as if they didn't watch the last hour of the picture. For everybody. It's like they just watched the first half hour of the film. The guys are being killed, people are being thrown in jail, So, the reality here was like, let's take that and let's show. I mean, if there's such an indecency about the way they behaved about money and what they've done to people, and lying and cheating and stealing, and there's such indecency, then the picture should be that way. The film should be that way. It should reflect that state of mind. And like 40 minutes into the picture, you realize you're in this world with these people, and you're laughing with them. And maybe the laughter catches by the end of the film, in a way. And that's the main thing, is that the temptation of power is there, and it's always pleasurable. So let's show the pleasure, because if we deny it, it won't go away.
We missed. reloaded it, re-edited it.
Sometimes we get so deep into conversation that we have separate segments worthy of their own place in the sun.
Here is a reshuffled mini episode.
You did a great deep cut on Mean Streets.
These are honorable men.
You know, Tony, you gotta worry about talking about one thing and then zap.
Charlie,
You gotta be like me.
Tony,
Just be sure and tell him to be here tonight, all right?
Michael, Giovanni.
You're still around that kid, Johnny Boy. This Johnny Boy is named after me. Nice, huh? Oh, sure. But this Johnny Boy is a little bit like your friend Groppy, half crazy. I understand you try to help him out because of our family and his family. Well, that's nice, I understand. But watch yourself. Don't spoil anything. Honorable men go with honorable men.
4 honorable men. And Johnny Boy.
Why didn't you make your payment last Tuesday?
What do you mean? I made my payment last Tuesday. What are you talking about? Charlie, you don't know what
He's here,
Where?
out front.
He's here?
Yeah.
So what do I care?
All right, let me go get him. We'll straighten this thing out, all right?
Hey, wait a minute, Charlie.
What?
Well, you're right.
I'm right.
Yeah, was it last Tuesday?
Yeah, that's the Tuesday. That was last week. That's before the one that's about to come up.
My mistake. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It was last week, the week before that I was thinking of.
4 honorable men. And Johnny.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with me, my friend. I'm feeling fine. Keep your mouth shut.
We're not gonna pay. We're not paying.
Joey, but why? We just said we were gonna have a drink.
And we don't pay mooks.
What's a mook? A mook? What's a mook?
I don't know.
What's a mook? You can't call me a mook.
I can't?
No.
I'll give you mook.
Honorable men. They will pay their debt tonight in Mean Streets.
I see what you're doing. I saw you.
What happens when she... You know, I borrow money all over this neighborhood, left and right, from everybody, and I never paid them back. So I can't borrow no money from nobody no more, right? So who does that leave me to borrow money from but you? I borrow money from you because you're the only folk around here that I can borrow money from without paying back, right? Because I don't give this shit about you or nobody else. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Honorable men. Honorable men.
That was another one. I was like, I saw it edited on like Ion Channel years ago, and then I rectified it. I resaw it in recent years, and was like, oh, this is the one Tarantino borrows from the most, because here he's using some of his Roger Corman guys. 2 of the Carradine brothers are in it. You know, Robert and David. De Niro's on fire as the hoodlum who never apologizes for anything, takes advantage of everybody, and Keitel is just really dynamite. Like it, because if you look at earlier Scorsese stuff, like Who's That Knocking at My Door and what have you,
Right.
like, he knows how to
I like
show. Yeah, that's a good one too. He knows how to frame Keitel in a handsome way as well as
Yeah.
a smooth talking criminal way. And I think here it worked because, kind of like he does later in Goodfellas, he shows how these guys are very helpless. They're, especially in this 70s period, they're all just, you know, going between, you know, various suburbs and broken down neighborhoods. They're only as good as their last criminal exchange, and if it's botched, then they're screwed. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't use narration from what I recall in that, but he really has some other great just character actors, and he kind of creates a ticking time bomb where he's just like, here's what's going to happen if they don't meet at this exchange. So and so is going to get screwed over, probably killed. And so I like to call that Casino and Gangs of New York his Crime Lords and Turf Wars trilogy. Like that is,
could see that. Yeah,
Mean Streets is the here's everybody just robbing each other until they're out of tricks to play. Casino is the whole just inspired by real life 70s gangsters. Here's how they took control and became casino manager number one until, one last misstep. They got engulfed in all their riches and women. And then Gangs of New York is showing all the pickpockets who also start their own revolution, against the other big Conan gangs.
Yeah. And Harvey Keitel was his guy before De Niro. Like it was
really
Harvey Keitel first, and then made the transition to De Niro. But it's cool to see Harvey, like early Harvey Keitel, like in Who's That Knocking at My Door, Mean Streets. I like seeing early Harvey Keitel kind of be the feature.
Generic movie I've seen him in, he just is dialed in. I'm like, I believe everything you have to say. Yes, you're just like I believe it when you're a disgraced father or FBI agent. Yes, you gotta be a hoodlum who knows the game. I think what's interesting about Keitel, I don't think they're necessarily trying to make him be as likable as so much as he's a clean cut criminal. He's organized. He knows how to blend it in with his non-criminal activities. He's already, kind of a baller. And De Niro pretty much is just, I'm gonna, beat up the guy in the cafe and, then take his lunch because I'm an asshole. I'm a dickhead.
He's the wild young one, and he just sees the lifestyle, but doesn't know. He's not seeing how they got there. He's just seeing the effects, so he's just thinking that's what I got to do. And so it's kind of that yin and yang. But
nobody's going to interfere with you running the casino.
On November 22nd,
Look at this place. It's made of money.
from acclaimed director Martin Scorsese comes the motion picture event of the year. Robert De Niro,
Don't you see what's at stake?
Sharon Stone,
I will go to the police!
Joe Pesci,
You only exist out here because of me.
You realize what you can do? You can get us all killed!
Casino. Starts Wednesday, November 22nd at theaters everywhere.
But Casino, some of my friends they loved it at the time, but kind of grew tired of it after a while. I think it's good. It's kind of Goodfellas 2.0.
Right. It's almost like we get it. Like at a certain point, you're watching Casino, and it's like, okay, we get it.
Repetition. It is funny though how he made a habit of putting Frank Vincent in all his movies, and Frank Vincent gets beat up by Joe Pesci in Raging Bull, as he should. Phil Leotardo, and then in Goodfellas he gets killed by Pesci, and here he kills Joe Pesci finally.
Yeah, he gets payback. And those two grew up together in real life, Joe Pesci and Frank Vincent.
Yeah, he was in a movie, it was like The Debt Collector or something from 76, and he did the whole just Pesci and De Niro were like, "Oh, Marty, you got to work with this guy." And it is funny, just what an irony when they are disposing of Pesci, they're about to kill him and then bury him, and he's like, "Please, I don't want to die." And they frame it in a way where, they're in on the joke. It's not cliche dialogue. It's showing you the irony of the big bully on the block is now asking for forgiveness.
Yeah. Well, that's the Frank Vincent Pesci trilogy, because in Raging Bull, didn't they have a little...
Yeah, that's what I meant. Beats him up, right? Yeah,
Pesci beats him up. It started at Raging Bull, then we have so there's like a little trilogy with them.
There's another loose cinematic universe. Yeah,
Pesci Vincent 3.
How about the fact that Casino, like there's Joe Bob Briggs has a cameo. There's all these other character actors.
Don Rickles.
Let's say Don
Rickles.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy, and so it was like, well, how about the insult comic be one of the gangsters? It's like perfect. So while now I will give you this, the narration is a little overdone there, especially by De Niro. Is like, I see them getting out of the plane. I don't need to know that they're connecting business. Like,
to show me them, just show me them conducting business. You know, like I'm just show me kind of.
No, it's fine. They were supposed to anyway. It's just funny how.
I'm with you, Thomas. I think that's what I'll give Goodfellas. Like that's like the exception to the rule for me.
Okay.
Like I don't mind it in that one.
Yeah.
Like,
there's moments where I don't mind it. I just think there's also stuff where I'm like, man, you didn't need to tell me.
I don't need to
like,
see the car explosion.
But I agree. There are moments in Goodfellas where the narration's like, okay, that's pretty cool, or that works there. So I guess in general, Goodfellas is probably the exception to the rule. I would say
for the most part, it's just I mean, no movie is perfect. Even the classics. No. There's going to be a moment where you're like, "Oh, don't watch this at 2 a.m." So, find this part that you didn't see before.
This Friday, some fight for power, some fight for greed, but one man fights for something more.
I'm gonna paint Paradise Square with your blood. 2 coats.
Gangs of New York. Rated R. In theaters nationwide Friday.
So what do either of you have, like, what's the Scorsese movie, I guess twofold, that you like more than a lot of people do and like less than a lot of people do?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, so I'll kind of, since it was my question, I'll kick things off. I'm not going to put you guys on the spot. I was just kind of looking at this. I think the one that I like more than a lot of people do is probably, it seems like Gangs of New York.
No, that's fair.
I think it was very criticized. I think people were expecting something different. There are, I mean, you can find issues, you can poke holes in anything, but to me it was like way more entertaining and watchable than I expected going in. I thought it was going to be more dry than it actually was, but Daniel Day-Lewis was great.
Oh, he was
great. so I think I have Gangs of New York a little higher on my list, and this is going to sound crazy because I do really love this movie, but I think I have Goodfellas as my 4th favorite Scorsese movie.
No, it's fine.
And I know people talk about it like it's like it's good as The Godfather, which I love Goodfellas, but no, I'm not entertaining that conversation.
It's not there.
Apples and oranges.
No,
man,
it's not there.
I know what you mean.
But Goodfellas, great movie, but I actually like, let's say 3 other movies more, including The King of Comedy. I actually really love The King of Comedy.
Go with your gut. Yeah, I think those are some good picks there, because Gangs of New York is his attempt at doing action-packed period drama and an epic, and kind of like Braveheart, you kind of forgive some of the historical inaccuracies, how the real Bill the Butcher, actually died like 10 years before the next revolt, and you're like, well, someone else is going to take his place. I think that's kind of the overall gist of that movie.
I'm not trying to watch Encyclopedia Britannica. I'm trying to watch an entertaining movie.
Right. And John C. Reilly is so unrecognizable as the one policeman who's trying to go after all the different kids. He's like, oh, well, you were born to crooks, now you are crooks. Gangs of New York, it is long, but I was blown away by it when it premiered on Bravo, and I was just like, man, like, just what a big spectacle, showing how these guys all came from nothing and still kind of leave with nothing while they are fighting each other. I guess if there is an issue, I would say it's kind of Daniel Day-Lewis is kind of Heath Ledger in the Joker Dark Knight movie, where he kind of renders everyone useless, kind of like you guys have talked about some of your other crime movies. It's like he's just too good. I'm like,
he's almost too good.
Everybody else just can't stand up to him.
Yeah.
We'll return after these messages.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up